Well, hello. You are hiking with Jenny on the Appalachian Trail. Today is day 32, and I just left the Unaka Springs trailhead parking area. Stayed at the Super 8 motel last night. Good stay. Took an Uber back to the trail. Positive experience once again using Uber. 20-minute wait, but it's like $8 or $9, and everyone's really nice, and they ask me all kinds of questions about the trail and stuff, and it's always cool talking to different people. I like using Uber. My feet or ankles or tendons or whatever was hurting me yesterday feels a little better today. Actually didn't hurt at all when I was walking around this morning, but I think it would be wise for me to take it easy today. I was talking to Brian last night, and I was telling him about the pain I was having. I told him I had two options for if I wanted to stay at a shelter. There's one in 4 miles and there's one in 17. And I told him I don't feel up for doing the 17-mile one, especially where the elevation looks like it's gonna be high, and that seems to be what's bothering my ankle, or I guess it's my Achilles maybe, is the uphill climbs. So to avoid doing too much ascent today, I think it would be wise to either stop at that first shelter in 4 miles, even though it'll be a really short day, or stealth camp somewhere beyond that, but before that next shelter. So I think today is going to be a listen to my body type of day and see how I'm feeling, because once that Achilles starts hurting, I know I don't want to push it more. But I'm getting a very late start today. Actually, it's almost noon. I milked that reservation until checkout time because I wanted to get all the rest that I could. Took a bath, which was really nice. Today is starting out very flat, and it should be a gradual climb to start out with, so that will be good. It'll give me a chance to test out my tendons, see how they're doing. Right now I don't feel them, but we'll see how it goes as I continue. This is such a big, complex blowdown that I almost didn't see where the trail went anymore. But I think it's around this way. Yeah, there we go. Ow! I had my doubts for a second there, though. These blowdowns, too, not only they make it hard to find the trail, but also they can be very hazardous. Like, just now I got jabbed in the arm by a branch, and yesterday I whacked my knee really hard on a log, and I have kind of a painful bruise on it. I don't know how trail maintenance works, like if anyone can just do it, or if you have to get permission somehow, but that seems like an easy place to hike into. Bring a chainsaw or whatever and take care of it. Oh man, I thought I just saw my first runner. Hi. I did. I saw my first trail runner. Oh, what was this, 340 miles into the trail? All right, that's one. So I just saw Bluegrass going south, doing a slack pack again, and he was saying the guy that I saw that I thought was a trail runner, he's actually hiking the AT. So he's not really he's not really a trail runner. He's just a slack packer who's running right now. So guys, the count is back to 0, all right? I'm not counting through hikers as trail runners. They just happen to be running right now. All right. Okay. So seeing so many people doing the southbound slack pack thing, I wish that I had, you know, looked into that more and taken advantage. But at this point now, I feel like I'm just committed at least to 19E, and then maybe in the future I'll explore some slack packing options. But yeah, that sounds like the life. Just hiking, minimal weight on your back. I feel like I could do so many more miles without this 25-pound backpack on my back. So I'm almost at that first shelter, the Curly Mo Larry shelter, and pretty much decided that I'm gonna push on from there. My feet and ankles feel fine, and I thought if they were gonna hurt, that this uphill would have been the trigger. And so far so good. I'm gonna take a little break at that shelter and eat something, but the trail after that looks pretty good for a while. So I think I'm gonna kind of continue on and then probably find like a stealth spot somewhere. Just keep listening to my body and see how I feel. It's currently 2 o'clock, so I figure, you know, another 2 to 3 hours of hiking and I'll probably be ready to set up camp. So a nice lunch break here at the shelter just off the trail. Ate the rest of my pizza. Oh, I wonder if this was like the foundation from like an old shelter. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna fill up here because I think this is the last good water source, according to Far Out, for a while, so there probably won't be any water at camp, so I'm gonna fill up the full 2 liters here. Well, my bag just became 4 pounds heavier, carrying 2 liters of unfiltered water, which should be more than enough to last me through the night and the morning. But I still have a ½ liter of hotel water as well. So at this point, I think I'm gonna go another 1 to 2 more miles and until I find a good stealth spot. I think that was a spot I was thinking of, but it looks pretty gross right now, and it's also kind of on this exposed ridge. So I'm gonna keep going a little further and closer to the parking area. It looks like there might be more options for stealth camping. So it's less than 2 miles away. I actually went farther than I intended today, but I did find a good stealth site by some power lines. I just kind of ducked off the trail and there's this disused road here, so I thought maybe I'd string up over here. I don't think anyone's gonna come through here. So it is windy up here, but I'm hoping some of this brush and things will help block the wind, and I don't have to put my tarp up tonight because it's not supposed to rain at all, so that will help for the wind situation. But I'm just gonna get set up here. So I ended up hiking 9 miles today, which is more than I intended. I feel okay. I started to feel it a little bit in my ankles as I was going up, but I think after tonight I'll be able to rest up some and see what I can do tomorrow. Here's what my setup looks like. I've got my tree straps with my fish hook line, Beckett hitch suspension system. This is my Warbonnet Blackbird hammock. I've got my Warbonnet Wookie underquilt, 20 degree. This is Enlightened Equipment Revelation 10 degree quilt. And around this whole thing, I have the Warbonnet travel sock. So this zips up completely around the entire hammock setup, and it blocks wind and it keeps the temperature in there about 10 degrees warmer. So it's been really nice on these real cold nights, which tonight's going to be down into the 30s. So inside my hammock it'll be in the 40s, so that's great. Sometimes I hang my backpack from here on a carabiner. Most of the time I do that. And if we were going to get rain, I'd put my tarp up, but we're not expected to get any rain, and it's easier not to deal with the tarp, especially in windy conditions, because then you're dealing with stakes getting pulled out and a lot of noise from the dyneema blowing in the wind. So this is much preferred setup for me. So what I usually do is when I get to camp, I have my 1/8 inch foam pad that I set down first, and then I just put all of my stuff, all of my loose stuff on top of it while I'm setting up, because usually I have my quilt and my hammock buried at the bottom of my pack. So this lets me kind of get everything out of the way while I'm setting up, and then it kind of acts as a place I can sit and cook, or just hang out and wait till it's time to go to bed. So I've got a makings of what looks like it's going to be a nice sunset over there. I'll show you where I hung my food. So I just walked down this disused road some more, and I found a pretty good branch. That's probably at least 12 feet up in the air. And what I do, I have a little sack that I fill with some rocks and I attach it to a line. And I attach the other end to my dry bag. I throw the line up onto the branch, then I hoist the bag up the line, and then I just tie it to another tree. And usually you want it to be 6 feet away from the tree, 6 feet down from the branch, and 12 feet off the ground. And that seems about right to me, so that worked out. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing with my food. And back to camp. You can kind of see it through the trees there. The sunset. It's also getting cold.